welcome into the Penguin panel portion of the Jambar Sports Extra. I'm John Ostapowitz alongside Will Anderson and Scott Tanner. From historic weekend highs to game-setting trends, it has been a successful week for YSU sports. One team in particular, however, really set the bar at an extreme level. Scott, what would you like to highlight on that one team?
It was a huge weekend for the Youngstown State football as the Penguins pulled off an upset against a top 10 team. Jambar's own Keon Eddington takes us through the game.
The Penguins rolled into Normal, Illinois and took down the number 9 Illinois State 40-35, ending a 2-game losing skid in the Missouri Valley Football Conference.
Junior quarterback Bo Bungard had an historic performance as he rushed for 200 yards and threw for 328 yards with a total of 5 touchdowns. His 528 yards broke the single-game offensive record previously set in 2017 by Ricky Davis. YSU football head coach Doug Phillips compliments his team on not giving up after 2 tough losses.
The one thing I was most proud of, man, they did not flinch in Normal, Illinois last week. They stuck together. I could see it at half. I could see it in the third quarter. I could see it in the fourth quarter. And our kids said at halftime, they may want to win, but we need to win. And we're going to find a way to get a win. And
Bungard's performance was electric enough to earn him the Stats Performance Offensive Player of the Week for the second time this season. Even with the win, Phillips knows there are improvements to be made.
Now we got to continue to get better as a football team, and that starts with our consistency, our fundamentals, and playing better defense, running the ball better, and our special teams, we got to make huge improvements. And I challenge our kids this week. That's the one area where we got to get a lot better because Illinois State beat us in special teams.
The Gwins improved to 4-3 on the season and get their first Missouri Valley Football Conference win as they move up to 6th place in the conference standings. The Penguins return home for their homecoming game against Murray State. For Jambar TV, I'm Keon Eddington.
So guys, as you see through the season, this team has really shown some hiccups. In the first half, by most of the time, they're leading the majority of the time. But in that second half, they kind of lose it. They kind of lose the momentum. How do you guys see this going forward with conference play? How do you see this really affecting our team?
Yeah, so this game, you mentioned it there, most of the time first half they have that lead. They had the lead in this game. They were up 12-0, blew it a bit, and then they were able to come back second half, play their strongest second half of the season. It's been a thing we've seen. That second half has been weak for the Penguins throughout the season. They've blown multiple games by not playing well, but not this game. They came out strong in that second half, especially that fourth quarter, and were able to get the win against Illinois State. Mainly, Bo Bungard, 528 all-purpose yards. He went out there and carried the team.
Well, it really makes you wonder, is this what Bo Bungard has to do for YSU to win games? It's been the big games that he's performed very well in that YSU has gone on to win. It makes you really worry about that defense that has allowed a lot of points over the last couple of games. When Bo Bungard's putting up 528 points, setting new rushing records against RMU, it makes you wonder again, going up against Murray State, a team that has quote-unquote nothing to lose, what's going to happen there? That is the main question mark. But, of course, a team that has done tremendously well, especially here to begin their season, was the Youngstown State University bowling team, as began its 10th season as a program at the Chelsea Gilliam Penguin Classic on October 17th through 19th at Holiday Bowl in Struthers. After winning the 2025 NCAA National Championship, the team returns just one veteran, sophomore Kara Bicel, alongside 6 freshmen and 1 transfer, all of whom made their first appearances as Penguins this weekend. Despite an almost completely new team, Bicel said she remains confident in the team's abilities. She said that, of course, could have a potential look, but I mean, we're just here to show them that they know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing, especially the coach knows what we're doing, and we're just here for the same reasons. Head coach Doug Kapersky said his goal heading into the weekend was to focus on the team's growth and process rather than results. The biggest thing for us was to really be focused on our process, not really going to be results-oriented, Kapersky said. We want to give everyone some looks, experiment with lineups, and just get acclimated to college bowling. The Penguins met Kaburski's goal with an 11-2 overall finish, earning a place in the top 4 in the home tournament. Freshman Lena Kratzer made an immediate impact, breaking 250 twice individually and finishing 7th overall with an average of 221.8 pins. Bicel and junior Amy Krasnowski and freshman Olivia Baskin all placed in the top 20, helping YSU average over 200 pins per game on Saturday. As the team continues the season, Kaburski said he wants this new group to write their own story and enjoy the process of growing together throughout the season. Of course, I'm excited to see where they take it. I really want them to have a lot of fun, enjoy the competition, and embrace this new chapter. There are always ups and downs throughout a season, but this group has a great opportunity to create its own identity and its own type of season, Kaburski said. The weekend also marked a career milestone for Kaburski, who earned his 500th win as the head coach at Youngstown State. With the team's 4-3 victory over Vanderbilt on Sunday, Youngstown State will return to competition October 24th through 26th at the Destination Orlando event at the AMF Sky Lanes, hosted by Sacred Heart. Of course, what a season it was, at least last season, where you have players such as Madison Marks, John Cote, and as well as even Lindsey Ennis, who were huge players for this team. But now, Doug Kaburski's finding himself where a lot of YSU coaches have also found themselves over the offseason. We're starting with a new team. Guys, what have you seen from them, especially here in Struthers, at home for their first and only tournament here in Youngstown of the season?
Well, it's definitely a great situation that they're in. They understand that they are not the team from last year. They understand that they also have a chip on their shoulder as other teams are going to start coming after them because they won that national championship. It's good. It's gonna have them find their new identity. Which, starting off winning the 2 matches, they are great. It's a great situation that they're in. It's great for the building, and we'll see more.
Yeah, and so we talked about it. It's pretty much a brand new team for the Penguins coming off that national championship. You have multiple bowlers for the first time playing college bowling. It's a different scenario. You have 3 different kind of matches. You have your Baker's matches, you have individual play, and then you have team matches. So we'll just see as the season continues on, they'll get more comfortable, and we'll see how they build their identity and how they can compete with other top schools.
Yeah, and especially you want to look at it, one of those players that comes to mind right before we toss it to break is Krasnowski, coming in from Fairleigh Dickinson, the only transfer we've had over the past couple of years. Of course, a lot of homegrown talent here in Youngstown, but we'll be right back here on the Penguin Panel portion of the Jambar Sports Extra when we return right here.
We know you hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Why go to a school in the Mahoning Valley of northeastern Ohio? Surprisingly beautiful as that may be. Why live on a campus that sits on the edge of the Rust Belt? Historic and inspiring as that may be. In short, why choose Youngstown State? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the future, we take a back seat to nobody because you can afford us. And we will afford you the opportunity to build the future you want and the life you desire. Why Youngstown State? Because we care about you, your success, and our future. Together. Youngstown State University. Now you know why.
Welcome back. The Youngstown State University women's soccer team has had a lot of recent success. I have more on the story.
The Penguins have officially clinched a spot in the 2025 Horizon League Women's Soccer Championship and have a new school record unbeaten streak. They have also now won at least 5 conference games for the first time since 2022 after beating Oakland University 3-0. 2 players scored their first goal of the season in the game in senior Chloe Weiland and junior Eva Sunjaveric, while freshman Cameron Rosa scored her 6th. Head coach Rich Wall said that with all the success, he has had to remind the team to stay grounded.
It's both sides of the ball right now, and it's exciting, and the success is coming, and so we just need to stay rooted in the moment, one game at a time.
The Gwins then finished non-conference play with a 3-0 victory over South Carolina State University on Senior Day. In the game, sophomore Sarah Felder scored her 6th goal and freshman Bailey Williams scored her 4th, while senior Sophia Blankenship scored her 1st goal as a Penguin. This now makes it 9 Gwyn players with a goal or more on the season, led by the partnership of Rosa and Felder. Wall acknowledged the duo's success, but added that it is a team effort to score.
Like, we have a plethora of attacking players that can get the job done. There is something, for whatever reason, with that partnership that seems to click really well. And if it's not one of them, it's the other one, right?
The Penguins will finish the regular season October 29th with a game at home against Robert Morris. To stay updated on the team as playoffs approach, head to ysusports.com. For Jambar TV, I'm Will Anderson.
Yeah, so the team, it's been a great turnaround from that start of the season. We talked about it early on. They had that gauntlet to start 4 Power 4 schools, and since then, they've turned another leaf in Horizon League play, especially in October. That they're currently on a 7-game unbeaten streak, waiting on that Milwaukee score. Northern Kentucky, my bad. But yeah, they are scoring. They're stopping teams from scoring. They've got now Minamoli now is 3 shutouts on the season. She's tied for 2nd overall in YSU history with 7. So they're turned another leaf, and they're finding their identity under head coach Rich Wall.
Yes, speaking of identity, speaking of identity, they really have found it. At the start of the season, they kind of seemed lost, but throughout the season, they really have built upon it. Like you said, going on that 7-game unbeaten streak, like, that's really showing that they want to do something with this team. They want to show that they're better. Like,
I know, Scott, right there. I was getting ready to jump you on that one, but it's really starts with this team where when you look at the Horizon League and having an opportunity to lock up a playoff spot for the first time since 2022 and matching that 5-game win or 5 wins in Horizon League play. That's a great opportunity for the first-year head coach in Rich Wall. And for YSU, of course, the Horizon League Awards will be handed out on October 31st. And that makes you question, does YSU have the possibility of sweeping 3 categories for the first time in program history? If head coach Rich Wall keeps playing it, he'll get Horizon League Coach of the Year. If freshman Cameron Rosa, only player in the Horizon League to score 5 or more goals this year. And then you look at the goalkeeper as well, Maya Namoli, almost 300 total shots faced. And when you look at the amount of saves, 90 on the season. That's the best goalkeeper in the Horizon League. But you want to look at more Horizon League action, it starts with the Youngstown State women's volleyball team as they turned in one of its best weekends of the season, earning back-to-back road wins over IU Indianapolis on October 17th and 18th. The Penguins outlasted the Jaguars in 5 sets Friday and followed with a 3-1 win Saturday, marking their first road sweep since 2022. Senior Abby Halsloder led the way with 27 kills, while junior Lane Graffis added 20 kills and 14 digs. Sophomore Gabriella Machine chipped in 13 kills as YSU hit over 31% as a team. Freshman Cameron Blizniak tallied 101 assists over the weekend and was named Horizon League Player of the Week, the first Penguin setter to earn the award since 2014. YSU returns home to host Milwaukee October 24th and 25th at Beagley Center. And what a relief it is to finally be home after going on the road for 4 matches, having to play Wright State, who, of course, we talked about them before here on the broadcast, that they beat The Ohio State University, having to go play them on the road. But that one win against Northern Kentucky and having that be their only loss, how about a little chip on your shoulder heading into more Horizon League play, and you're going to need it. Guys, what have you seen, especially tournament play? It's coming up.
Yeah, they're entering the second half of the season now. It's still tied at the bottom. They're currently sitting 6th. Milwaukee's right below them. They play them. Both have the same record. So there's still chances to move up and down in tournament, and that's the goal. Coming off last year, you didn't have your best season. First-year head coach Melissa Jackson. You're hoping to go in, get into that tournament, and then anything can happen. You've already beat the top team once. You could do it again. Who knows? So they're just hoping to stay consistent and get more of their kills in bounds.
Yeah, I know specifically. I know the final score of the Milwaukee and YSU game hasn't been finalized as of yet, but of course, the one thing to look out for is that matchup is huge. That's the difference between YSU on the outside looking in and potentially locking up that number 6 or number 5. It's a very tight race. YSU would love to have the opportunity to go back to the Horizon League championships with an opportunity there, especially now second-year head coach Riley Jarrett looking for more of that momentum. Of course, 3 true freshmen, especially on the stat sheet. I know she talks about there's 8 true freshmen in that class, but Cameron Blizniak and Ava Stratton, even players as well as Presley Stokes, who can just come in there at 6 foot and over and just make plays. Why not? Be a middle blocker, outside hitter, and right side as well. We have one of the strongest, arguably, in the Horizon League in those front 3. They're all over 6'1". That's the main issue where a lot of these teams I've seen.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, they really do. Going on forward with this season and utilizing them, they put up great stats, but like he said before, their kills, they're getting great stats with the kills, but they're not keeping it inside the lines. That's something that they really need to fix going on within this.
Yeah, and especially there's a lot of different sports here at home. Of course, all the scores, final stats can be found on YSUsports.com, and we'll see you here. We'll be right back here on the Penguin Panel on the Jambar Sports Extra. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
So, who knows why?
I know why. For starters, I'm getting a top-tier education without the price tag. Can you say that? Engineering, sports, music, business. I can do anything here. I'm getting my hands dirty, learning what my friends are only reading about. I'm part of something bigger here. I'm proud to bleed red and black. So yeah, I know why. It's not a question. It's the answer. Youngstown State University. Know why.
Support for Jambar TV is provided in part by the YSU Foundation and the Jane F. Lamb Charitable Foundation. Thank you.